What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, why would a teacher have a dress code? Them cheeks so big, you think the kid's looking and not paying attention? We're going to ask that question. Also, we're going to ask you, what if you bumped into your doppelganger while you're on vacation?
Oh,
I
interesting.
want Jay to answer this as soon as we hop in, and I want y'all to answer this. All this and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Skeet, 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 skeet. Pew, 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 pew. All the sounds. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back, and welcome back again to episode 228 of the hashtag Blackout podcast, being recorded on 8/28. I love it. Got all the
8/28
of 22. I'm Jared.
Oh, what's up, people? I'm a very hurt Jay.
Oh,
how's everybody doing? Oh.
Man, we back in at it again. Jay, I know you're aching and hurting right there, but yeah, that's the question I want to know. You know, if you were on vacation wherever in the world and you ran into your doppelganger, because everybody says this world is a simulation, and also says that we all have a twin, which
somewhere
I believe there is the truth to the twin thing. What would you do if you ran into your doppelganger? What would you do, man?
I don't know. That's a good question. Probably ask him why he has my face. I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue what I would do. I would probably talk to him and see where he's from, where his people are from, all that. Just trying to figure out why, how, all this stuff. What universe is he from?
Yeah.
What dimension did he travel from?
Came from World 552.
Yes.
Yeah.
That type of thing. What does he do for a living? You know, do we have common interests? Do you have brothers and sisters? What do your parents look like? Maybe the parents look just like my parents.
That would be wild, huh?
Yeah.
I think that would be crazy. Wild.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. What would you do?
Man, wow. I would probably say the same thing. Actually, I found somebody who I believe who looks like me almost exactly, and but I think he's more of Latin descent. I believe I'll have to look him up because I saw him on Instagram one time and I followed him because I was like, no, this is wild. And I don't know if I've ever commented on his videos. It was sort of creepy because I kept looking and I was like, man, why does this dude look like me? I'll have to find him and send it to you to let you know what it is. But yeah, man, if I ran into that, anybody like that in person, yeah, I would ask some of the same stuff. I'd be like, hold on a second, bro. Like we look, you look like I look like you, whatever. I'd ask all, the origin story questions for sure. I'd be interested to find out. And then, I would honestly say, do you live here? Are you on vacation too? If you're on vacation too, how long are you here? Let's become best friends. Now, I don't know. If they were cool, I'd be, I'd probably try to, I'd probably exchange some information, if they were cool. If they were sort of weird, or just sketchy, then I'd be like, wow, let's take a selfie so I can,
document this moment in
time, and then I'm gonna holler at you. Maybe I'll cross your path again. Yeah, man, it would be really weird. I think it would be super weird, especially if we were like similar height and build, and had the same interests. But I would think it would almost seem that like your doppelganger would most likely have complete opposite interests from you. I don't know. It'd be like everything seems the same, almost like, with the chromosomes of looking the same, but then up here, it's different.
So kind of like a Prince and the Pauper situation.
Maybe so, yeah. Maybe so. It would be wild though if your parents, looked similar to each other. That would be really wild.
Yeah. It was like one time I was in the store and this little kid was like, "Daddy?" And I'm like, "What? No." So it got me wondering. It's like, what does your daddy look like? I know it ain't me. So I don't know. It's one of those things.
Like, he's black.
Yeah.
All right. That narrows it down.
Mm.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, I've never gotten that. I have been in the store before walking, and then I have been in the store walking, and then like a kid starts walking with me and my family or whatever, and like grabs our buggy, like, you know, like just to hold on. Like he thinks that, you know, we're his family. And I was like, hey little buddy, what are you doing? And then like he's like he looked up. And then like I guess the mom was like, you know, right there, we're passing by or whatever. So the mom was like, hey, come here, you know, and apologize. But I was like, you know, it happens, you know, but that's why you just gotta keep your eyes on your own little kids too. Just so they don't be like taking off with the wrong people.
Wrong person, yep.
But no, man, that would be wild. If you ran into your doppelganger. What if, this is wild. What if you ran into your spouse's doppelganger?
You start holding hands with her or something.
I mean, like if you like, you know, like if maybe y'all are in the same store, you know, and you just sort of get separated because you go look at something and then she go look at something, and then, I guess that wouldn't make sense because you would know what they're wearing, or maybe it was a clothing store, and you know that she's going to change to try on clothes. I don't know, and you just run into this lady who look exactly the same as your wife.
I ran into a doppelganger of my wife's younger self.
Really?
Did that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like a little. I guess she might have been a little girl, and I was like, "A minute, that looked just like my wife."
Oh, a little girl?
Okay. Yeah, it's just a little girl that looked exactly like my wife's pictures as when she was a little girl, you know, and kind of looks like her now. So I was like, "Dang, that's trippy." She even saw her and was like, "Dang, that kind of looks like me too."
See, that's crazy because this is what's interesting that you say that, and it's too bad it wasn't a grown up. So you could, I don't know. For me, I might actually not confront them, but I might actually walk up to them and be like, "Hey, I have to tell you this is really weird, but you actually look like my wife." Like I'd probably have to do that and show the picture. Well, not to a little girl. I'm saying to a grown up.
Okay.
Grown up. Come on, man.
I was about to say what?
Not to a grown up, but I would do that to a grown up, and then they'd be like, you know, because it'd be like I think there was like a R&B song that, you know, had like a reference to like saying you look like my wife, and he was like singing to this girl that he liked. But anyway, I would do that. But it's interesting you say that because before we took our trip with our family in early July, that was with my wife's niece and her kids and family as well. I saw two women. One was maybe like a late teenager, maybe like 18, 19, 17, 18, somewhere in that range. 17, 18. And then one was, you know, maybe like early 20s that looked like my wife's niece's daughter. So like our little, you know, our kid's little cousin, right? The girl, the teenager, and the 20-something lady, two separate people in two separate places, mind you, still in this city, that look like what that little girl looks like grown up. Like, oh no. One I saw her online on the profile of one of my Instagram followers that like followed and like sent me a message or something like that. Because I was looking, I was like, how do I know this person? Which I didn't know the person, but I was looking at like images of them to try to see who they were. And then one of the pictures I think was this lady and her sister's or friend, but the friend looked like the daughter. But these people live like 4 hours away. And then the other one I like drove by when I was in the lot at Target up here, and I was like, hold on a second, that looks just like, you know, this little girl. And you know, I sent my wife's niece a message immediately. I was like, hey, I just passed this lady who looked just like your daughter, blah blah blah. He's like, she's like, wow, that's amazing. You know, you should have got a picture, and I should have got a picture, but I was driving, so it's sort of try to take a picture. So I did. Won't self-incriminate myself, but yeah, man, it was wild seeing that. So yeah, I do believe that. Yeah, you could definitely see doppelgangers from different ages, you know, of yourselves or people. And I know I know that doppelganger that I seen of myself on Instagram. He's younger than me. I could tell, you know, by his face, he's younger than me. I will say this though, man. I will say this. I need to go to the people I'm following. Maybe I'll find it at some point. But I will say this, man. It'll be super weird, you know, if you ran into that person. That doppelganger of myself, the dude lives in like New York or something. So I'm like, he's the one who's my alternative self that would have grown up in New York City, since I'm such a fan of New York sports teams. I was like, that's me if that's the life that I went to, you know? But yeah, man, it'd be really wild. It'd be really wild running. I know there's a Jared. I know there's a Jared with my same last name as well in my family.
In your family? Wow.
Yeah, he's younger than me. I think he's like 22 or something like that. And so we're friends on Instagram and Facebook too. I've never met him in person. I think he lives in like St. Louis or something like that.
Oh, okay.
If I'm correct. But yeah, his mom and my dad were, you know, like first cousins. So, but I don't think she, you know, knew that, you know, knew who I was or whatever. We just crossed paths at some point in time through Instagram family connections or whatever, or a Facebook family connection. So
right.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild.
It is very wild.
What would you do? What would you actually do if you ran into your doppelganger?
Let us know, people.
Big time. If I find that person, I'm gonna find that person. It's gonna be a while because I follow too many people, but I'll find him now. I'll tag you as soon as I see it. Okay. Now that I'm talking about it, his profile will probably scroll past my screen at some point. Yeah. Anyway, man. Hey, you know, other than having an achy back, did you have a good week? Did you finish your project yet?
Your almost.
Project? Your school project?
Almost. Got probably today, if I could get out there and muster up the energy to fight through this pain and get to work, and I got a little bit left, and then I'm done. I think I'm done. Hope I'm done. All
right. Well,
hopefully
so. Hopefully so. Hopefully you'll be able to get that knocked out. That's cool. Yeah, man, that's good. Well, my week was all right. Just pushed through the week, got through work and all that. So that was fine. I will say this though. I noticed during the week that we do have 3 voicemails.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
You know, go ahead and tell the people how they can leave us a voicemail, and we'll get cracking on the voicemail.
All right, people. 385-3 BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. That's where you give us a little ring-a-ling and leave us a little voicemail. Tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods. Tell us if you got a doppelganger, if you ran into your doppelganger. Tell us if you believe in the multiverse and you are just one of many out there. What would your alternate self be like? Would they be a complete asshole? Would they be a mass? I don't want to say the M word.
A masshole? Somebody from Massachusetts?
No, well, yeah. Would they be somebody that stays in trouble with the law? Would they be a bum? Maybe they're
criminal.
A bum. Maybe they're a criminal. Maybe they do something that's just completely out of the norm. Maybe they're a recluse. Maybe they're a porn star. Who knows? Let us know what your doppelganger, what your alternate universe, your multiverse of madness self would be. Yeah. Maybe they eat sweet and sour cow coochie. Who knows? Don't know.
I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready. But maybe they do. Maybe they just came back from a trip to Vietnam and they had the cow cooch.
Delectable booze balls.
Oh man, that's wild. That's hilarious. You know what's so wild about these 3 voicemails we got? We got them all on the same day.
Oh, cool.
Within 5 minutes of each other. It's two different people called.
Mm-hmm.
But one was at 5:17, 5:19, 5:22. Bam, bam, bam. Just like that. And then that's it. So
do you ever read the actual Google Translate of those? It's hilarious, man.
It is funny, hilarious. Man. If I see something funny on the Google Translate the translate of these.
That's exactly how I would translate.
Yes, exactly. All right, cool. Here we go. First up, 3, 2, 1.
Gentlemen, it is your favorite Baltimorean, J. Del Negro, checking in about the episode titled Busted and Disgusted and its character namesake, the young lady who listed her items, basically her list of demands. I'm going to avoid the obvious and just basically call this woman a terrorist. She is holding, anyone that does this for them, she is holding them for ransom. This is not normal. What she is asking for is not normal.
Not at all.
She wants her light bill paid. What? We going out. We not splitting utilities.
Mm-hmm.
No. She is a domestic terrorist and should be put on the no-fly list. And Secret Service should be watching her Instagram handle or whatever else she got going on, because I know it's frightening. You hear me? Frightening. Once again, this is your guy from Baltimore, Mr. J. Del Negro, signing out. Black it out. Somebody should have blacked her out.
Somebody should have.
Wow, yeah. J. Del Negro talking about, thank you, J. Del Negro from the Don't Judge Me podcast. Y'all call their podcast as well. Leave them a voicemail.
Yes.
If you ever want.
Great podcast.
You know what?
Too.
Since I'm in the giving mood today, let's see here. Okay. Their voicemail is 410-834-1562. And it's going to ask you to tell them what your name is first, and then you can leave voicemail. So Don't Judge Me podcast. 410-834-1562. And J. Del Negro was talking in reference to the lady that we talked about last week who gave these demands for, any man that dates her.
Mm-hmm.
Namely, let's see here. What was it? Pay for her light bill, pay for her gas, pay for her nails and hair, and then pay for all dates.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Everything.
Come on, man.
Some of these women, man. I watched a video last week of a woman, and this was on the YouTube channel. I think it's Just Pearly. What is it called? Just Pearly Things. I don't remember what it was, but she was interviewing a woman that said, if I don't have a $200,000 princess cut diamond ring for my engagement ring, then I'm not getting married to you.
Bruh, no.
She wasn't all
How
that
much
good.
engagement ring?
200,000. 200,000. A house, roughly.
That's absolutely insane.
Yes.
Okay. A $2,000 engagement ring is nice in itself. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
It's nice itself, and it's expensive in itself. But a $200,000 engagement ring?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. I'm trying to think. I don't. Nah, forget that. She's not worth it. She must be trying to date. She must be trying to date only a celebrity or a star athlete. That's it. Because no regular dude is gonna line up for that.
She's gonna be missing out because she's gonna get to the point where she's gonna be over. She already looks. She's in her late 20s, mid 30s, probably. So she's gonna get to the point where it ain't gonna even happen no more. She's not gonna find the one or somebody that's I guess compatible. I wouldn't even say she's compatible now. She's demanding $200,000 because
not at all.
Because then what she's gonna ask for her wedding,
Yeah, not at all, man. That's too much. It's too much. I mean, a $200,000 ring. weddings already full weddings are already expensive. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, imagine she's probably going to want $1 million wedding, all for one night, night. You know that you will remember forever, obviously, but you know, come on, man.
And the crazy thing is, she even told on herself in the video. She was like, you know, I just want to show other people that I could have this. I want to show all my other girlfriends that I could have this, you know. So it's not really about the guy and having a relationship with the guy.
So she's just trying to show out.
Yeah, pretty much. I just want to show off. Show out with $200,000 ring. And what's going to happen when you lose that baby?
No.
SOL.
Not at all, man. We're not doing that ever. Ever. Fellas, that's why you got to be keen with who you are dating and considering a real future with. Man, that is wild. And women too. Women, because they got dudes out there like that too. So, all right, here we go. Next up, 3, 2, 1. Dang.
Hashtag Blackout Podcast. I am not leaving my doggone name. But I just listened to your latest episode and y'all talking about salty vaginas or something. I was laughing too hard. I thought y'all was going to talk about salty balls or something like that. Because, you know, everybody had a salty ball before.
Wait, hold up.
Never in my life.
Hold up, Kayla. I have not had a salty ball.
I've never had one either.
Whether chocolate or, you know, meat or vegetable, I've never had a salty ball.
I mean, if you want to consider a Whopper a ball, you know, the candy, then maybe.
Okay, yeah. But it's never been salty though.
I don't really be tasting for the salt. Taste for
sweet
chocolate.
Balls.
And okay.
Sweet
Earlier
today, you were eating the balls of the fruit community.
I was eating some grapes. Yes, if you want to consider grapes balls, then so be it.
Tomatoes would also be considered balls of the fruit community, I believe. So,
but are they salty? No.
Anyway, they're not salty unless you sprinkle some salt on them. Sprinkle some crack on them. All right. Let's continue this voicemail. I just had to hear that again.
The salty ball before, I think. But then again, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, what y'all been doing? What have y'all been binge watching? I binge watched The Sandman on Netflix. Why y'all didn't tell me Gotham is so graphic? I watched the whole 5 seasons of Gotham. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite interesting and good. And now I'm binge watching Hemlock Grove or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Get on my nerves. Yeah, it's getting on my nerves a little bit. But, yeah, why is it that when you're about to pay your call, it breaks down? So, yeah. Other than that, I ain't got nothing to tell you right now. Ooh, I'm going to call you back and tell you I'm going to call you back in a minute. Because my minutes may go out on this call we on right here.
All right. She did call back in a couple minutes. But first of all, yes, no salty balls. But yeah, Gotham is a good show. I haven't started watching Sandman. Hemlock Grove. I don't.
That's a wild one.
Yeah, but you sent me a message about a show you started watching, and I already have it in my queue. I had it in my queue for some time now, waiting for it to drop. You go ahead and tell us about it.
What show did I say? I don't even
without
remember.
Spoilers, Mo.
Oh, Mo. Okay, Mo. So Mo has to do with he's a Palestinian immigrant, and I think this guy is based on his real life because he's actually, you know, a comedian. But anyway, the show is based on him and his family. Their I guess asylum. I'm trying to see how you word this, but they don't have green cards. They don't have work. I guess work visas. Asylum. Yeah, they're trying to seek asylum in America, where they've been for the past, I don't remember, 20 years maybe. And they're in, I guess, how do you word this? They're about to end up getting sent back to. It's a possibility they could extradite it back to, overseas, out of the U.S. So this guy Mo, he's getting a whole bunch of random jobs. He's trying to figure out a way that he could, deport. There you go. He's trying to figure out a way where he could be able to get some money to where he'll be able to, I guess, stay here in America and try to fight this thing in the legal system without giving too much. So it is based in Houston. Lots of H-Town personalities that we will see. I was very surprised to see that you didn't start watching it yet, right?
I haven't started watching it yet, but I did see the first preview and saw that they had a lot of. I saw several rappers on it thus far. I've only seen like maybe 3 of the rappers that are on there.
It was great to see some of these rappers in some roles you'd probably never see them in. I could give the guy Toby Nwigwe, who's been dropping like a song and a video pretty much every Sunday, every other Sunday. He plays he's like a co-star, so he's like the star's best friend. So he goes so that's great. He's getting some acting opportunities. But it's a very entertaining show. I think it's 8 episodes long and about roughly 25-30 minutes each episode. So it's
It's an easy
to get
watch.
through. Yeah, it's an easy watch to get through. It's not too much. Very, very easy to stay glued in and to figure out what's going on. But I thought it was entertaining. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out for sure. Yeah, it's interesting that it's set in Houston. The city's name is Mo. One of the suburbs of Houston that used to be just like a part of town, it used to be its own city. And then I think Houston has annexed it at this point. It's called Mo City, Missouri City. They actually shortened it to Mo. So I don't know if that's going to be a part of it. I'll watch it and find out.
I mean, the character's name is Mo for Muhammad. I
figured that part, but I was thinking that it would be part of that because several Houston rappers either reference Missouri City.
Yeah.
So I'll check out where it is. But I saw a lot of the Houston landmarks. So that's cool, man. I can't wait to watch that. Well, one that you recommended to me while I was like sort of recovering from COVID still was Queen of the South. And I started watching that, man. That's a good show. And it's also set in Texas and in Mexico. It's set in like Dallas and also different parts of Mexico.
And it'll eventually go to New Orleans one season. And they'll be there. So it's a very good show. It keeps you entertained. Not a dull moment. So
yeah, it's good. It's just about basically like a drug cartel. The origin of a couple of drug cartels. So yeah, it's in story. So it's interesting, man.
Like a rags to riches type of story.
Yeah,
but riches in the wrong way.
Yeah, but that's all I'm watching. And then Kayla, hopefully you can get your car fixed. It sucks to have that stuff break as soon as you're about to pay for it. The problem is, man, they set up those pay schedules based on how long they know the car is supposed to last before it starts to really break down.
Bruh.
So you can do the shorter pay schedule, but pay more money, right? Like the 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but the 5-year plus pay schedules, they know around those times you're going to start to have issues with certain parts of your car that are going to probably cost just as much as a payment or more.
Right.
So, that's when it truly hurts. So.
Yeah, and I know all about that because my wife's car that used to be my car, I gave it to her. Last month, something was leaking, like one of the seals was busted towards the oil pump and it was leaking oil everywhere. Had to get that replaced. I would have did it myself, but I need a lift to get to that particular spot underneath. So couldn't do that. I had to send it to the shop. Came out a great bit of money on that. Then bam, a week later, something else happened. So that problem that got fixed
caused another problem.
It didn't cause, but I guess the problem that was had something else going on.
Oh, further back in the system.
Further back in the engine, to where once that was fixed, then bam, the other problem just kind of surprised. So
that's the worst thing, man.
Had to go up another crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
And for that, I won't say we probably could have bought a new car, but yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of money. Yeah, it's wild, man, because obviously they've been making cars for a couple, like more than a decade now, where you can only get to certain parts in a certain type of way. Either you have to have a lift, or you have to take all these different like braces and pieces out to be able to get to one thing. They used to be simple. It used to be easy. I mean, shoot, you and I both learned at some point in time how to change our own oil, how to do all this other stuff, and now it's much more difficult. Okay, so my truck, a few weeks ago, I needed to get a new battery, right? A new car battery for it. So I was looking at prices for everything at some place. I was like, all right, bet I'm going to go here, pick up a battery, and then I'll install it myself. But before I walked in the door to go pick up the battery, I looked at the battery compartment on mine because I've jump started my truck before, but I never thought about like, what if I need to replace it? So I looked at it, man, there's like a bar, like sort of crossing like a third of it. There's like all these clamps and other things and other wires coming from other places that are all connected to the main terminals of the battery. And I was like, there is no way, because I would break my whole truck. Something would not function properly if I tried to do this myself, unless I went to YouTube University or something like that, and then I'd be fine. But I was like, I'm not about that life. I'm too tired for this. I ain't got time for that. So I was like, I'm gonna just take it to the dealership. And thankfully, the dealership wasn't that crazy. It was like 150 or 200, I think, because they did that and some other stuff. But I was like, I'd rather get that done there rather than having to do it myself and screw it up. But I've had other cars in the past where the battery's been dead and I've changed it myself, because it was like, all right, unscrew the thing, pop it out, pop it in, screw it back, you're done. Yeah, man. There's so much stuff, even like the air filter. You have an air filter that goes to your engine, and an air filter for like the air inside
cabin air filter.
Yeah. And the engine one is fairly easy to replace. The car one for mine, I got to take out the whole glove compartment to get to it.
Yeah. It's fun. It's pretty fun. Fun stuff.
When it used to be just like a little tab under the dash, you can flip open and slide it out and in. So car stuff. Kayla, if you need somebody to fix your car, I tell you to call Jay, but he doesn't look close enough. That's tough. That's tough. All right, here we go. Next up, last one.
Yo, have you ever worked with a pregnant lady before?
What? With a pregnant lady?
Yo.
Hold on. I'm starting this over.
Yo, have you ever worked with a pregnant lady before? Yo, my pregnant coworker, she is her first child with her husband, a little boy. And, we joke and kid and stuff. And this particular day, she had walked to the cafeteria at our job and came back huffing and puffing because she was, tired. And she had a nice plate of waffles and turkey sausage and cheese hash brown. She was excited. So I had walked back past her desk and she was like, look what I got. And I was like, girl, shut up before I knock your plate out your hand. And she laughed. And as I was walking to my cubicle, she makes a turn and knocks her food on the floor. I run back and she said, and she started crying. Real crocodile tears, y'all. Man, she said, Kayla, you got my phone down. I said, the hell I did? So my supervisor come running over there. She tells Bubba, shut up. She said, Erica, what did you have? So my coworker told her what she had. Now my supervisor walked back to the cafeteria and got her food. And then my coworker, man, she put on social media that I knocked the food down.
Oh, that's
So
messed
the
up.
relatives was coming at me. That's a
Wow.
miracle, man. Don't tell
That's
the
right.
truth. You know damn well I ain't knock your food down. She said, well, you jinx me. So be careful what you say, y'all. You may knock somebody's food down. Peace out.
Wow.
I like how she said that in a whisper.
Peace out. Well, I wonder if that's the one that Kayla said that she pushed down the stairs. I hope not, but still, that's wild, man. She got accused of doing that, knowing good well, that she didn't do that. That's crazy. Oof. Be careful what you say. Careful what you say. You ever had a coworker accuse you of some wild stuff before?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So back maybe two jobs ago, there was a coworker that accused me of breaking the toilet seat.
Wow.
It's the silliest thing.
And we know you always in here going to take a dump halfway through work.
The crazy thing was, I didn't even go take a dump. I just went to pee.
Mm-hmm.
And
wow.
And I got out there, and then I went back, and of course, this person, he was like a manager. His office was like not really right across from the restroom, but like maybe, I don't know, 10 feet down, 5 to 10 feet down.
Mm-hmm.
So then right after I go out, sit at my desk, he comes back to me maybe 2 or 3 minutes later and accuse me of breaking a toilet seat. I'm just like kind of flabbergasted. Like, what? I didn't break a damn toilet seat. I don't know who it was. Could have been you. You probably broke the toilet seat. So yeah, that was like the only thing I really got accused of.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy
about that. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. First of all, that's wild. Second of all, I'm trying to think if there was anything that I'd been accused of. I can't think of anything right off top, but I'll probably think of something, right after this show. But yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Kayla, for the calls. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you, J Del Negro, for the call. And that's all appreciated. Now, going from being accused of something random at work, let's just say, see this New Jersey art teacher who was also accused of maybe being, having too much of a curvy body in her school. So you sent me this story.
Yes, indeed. I did. So, people, let's talk about it. Social media reacts to parents demanding New Jersey preschool art teacher be fired because of her curvaceous body that could distract the students' learning. Let's just let that headline sink in.
Let the headline sink in, and then let the photos sink in.
All right, so
let me see if I can shrink
this a little bit. If you're watching
this feed, go to our YouTube page, look up this episode 228, and then find this video.
Yeah. So, New Jersey art teacher is under fire from parents at her preschool who believe her voluptuous curves and figure-hugging dresses are a clear distraction to the children's learning. The woman, who is simply known as the art teacher, under her Toy Box Dolls social media handle, so everybody could go check out Toy Box Dolls just to see what these preschool kids are looking at every day. So she has amassed a huge following online, which with over 782,000 followers on Instagram alone. Now, this was a couple of days ago. Dang. I just checked today, and she has like over 900,000. So yeah.
Oh yeah. So this got out there.
Her. Yeah. But in the comment section of her post, some people appear to agree that they too would find it hard to concentrate if she was their teacher. LOL, why didn't my art teacher look like this when I was in school? I would have never missed a class, one user wrote, while another continued. Not going to lie, but I kind of see why parents are mad. I don't know how I'd feel about my 5-year-old learning from a teacher with a Kim K figure. So, I mean, it's a long article about this, but, you know, you got some people complaining about this woman's appearance, bodily, physical appearance, that is teaching these preschool children. So I'm not sure about you, but in preschool, I don't know if I was looking at bodies like I was when I was like in high school.
Not in preschool. I mean, not in preschool, like not at all. I don't remember that at all at that age. I think in like probably like later elementary school, like 4th or 5th grade, maybe I was like, I had like, you know, one teacher, I was like, oh, she's pretty, you know, but I wasn't like looking her up and down, trying to check her like, you know, body or whatever. And then middle school, you know, as the hormones started kicking, I think that happened a little more with, you know, with me and my classmates, but then also, you know, there's like 1 or 2 teachers, like just the same thing. And then high school, obviously, you know, a little bit more and so on. But yeah, man, I mean, looking at this image, you know, this is definitely clickbait because this is the image that you see. And you see this one image with this little girl with the heart, you know, emoji over her face looking that direction. It's highly likely, that this little girl is not looking at that. You know,
they probably just put it over her head just to conceal the youth. Yeah.
So I don't know. I was not looking at that. You know, and of course it's against the law in New Jersey. You know, due to the labor laws, for a school to fire a teacher based on their physical appearance. You know, that goes into a lot of different categories. You know, when you come to physical appearance, you know, people who are handicapped, you know, people who have, all kinds of issues or not issues. So yeah, man. You know, yeah, it's wild because, you know, not only is she, you know, have all those Instagram followers on TikTok, you know, she's 32,000 plus, you know, and it seems like a lot of people are supporting, even, who is this? There's a Fat Joe even is in there talking about the New Jersey teacher who had all this flack. So, you know, she got a lot of support. Oh yeah, he is. You know, it's just wild, man. This is a lot of, you know, moms, you know, soccer moms who just go, you know, to drop their kids off at school all the time, who happen to see this teacher, you know, who maybe have some, I guess some issues with their own appearance, maybe. You know, or maybe they you know are jealous, you know, of their own. But then also maybe they're afraid that their baby daddies or their spouses or whatever will you know will be looking and, you know, follow this lady and be like oogling this lady. So
that's what one user said in the comments. They said, let's be real, these moms are really worried about the days that the dads might have to drop off or pick up the kids. Their demand has nothing to do with the kids. So
not at
that's
all.
Probably that's what it was. There's some women out there that are just a little too you know, a little bitter about what they don't have.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think, like, I always try to figure out when somebody says I'm being toxic or that's toxic, like what that means. This is what so I think this is what the toxic, you know, one of the instances toxic is being referring to. These parents are being toxic because they're trying to get this teacher fired, you know, for the way she looks and because they're jealousy. And what do you call it? What do you call it when you have a problem with something about yourself?
Insecurity,
self-esteem. Yeah, insecurity and self-esteem issue. So yeah. What do y'all think in the comments? We definitely want to know. Would you not want your kid, you know, getting taught by this teacher as long as she's qualified and she has a job? I don't care. You know, as long as she's not like sitting there putting body parts on my kids, you know, then it's fine.
You know, that's one thing I remember back in high school. Not that this one teacher was like very beautiful, but she had big she was very top heavy.
Bosoms.
Sometimes when teachers come behind you and they're checking out your work, they'll like lean over. So I had like one set on my shoulder, and I was like, what do I do?
I do remember that happening. And
it's
the thing
like
about
it
it
feels
is,
nice, but
yeah.
I don't know if I'd want it from this particular person.
Yeah. The thing about it is, just like a guy would, think of their chest, and stomach, whatever, and arms is just another regular body part. That's what, a lot of women think of their own, chest or whatever. They just like, it's just another body part. Like, so obviously the teacher, probably didn't mean anything by it, but I remember that happening too. Getting leaned over and like, something brushing my arm or hit me in the side of the head. And I'm just like, hold on a second, know?
Oh,
but yeah, I remember in, what is it? Is it seventh grade? Seventh grade biology teacher. I can't remember her name, but all the guys thought that she was pretty, right? And every now and then she would wear an outfit. Obviously, probably not like, like trying to egg us on or whatever, but she would wear an outfit where all the guys would be like, hey, look at what Mrs. Such and Such is wearing today. I remember several times where there being, and this is something that you do when you're in elementary school. You don't even do this in middle school. But I remember several times she had some stuff on the overhead projector. And then one of my friends was like, oh, Miss Such and Such, I can't read that. Is it all right if I move up? And she's like, yeah, sure. Just come and sit up here. And so like the kid would go up and sit in the front
just to be closer.
To look at, well, no, he would sit in the front, to look at the overhead projector. So as soon as he did that, I mean, everybody was like, all the other guys were like, oh, I can't see you. I can't see you. So next thing you know, you got 10 dudes sitting right in front of the overhead projector to try to see. And you can see all the girls were just sitting in their chairs like, I can see just fine, But I remember distinctly that, actually, it's vivid. I can remember distinctly one of those moments where she was wearing like a burgundy skirt and you could like, guys saying that they could see up it. And I was like, wow. So, I mean, shoot, I was down there sitting with them, bro. I was right there next to him. I remember that happening, man. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know how long she taught school there. But she was a really nice teacher, and that was a good class. But yeah, man, I remember that happening, and that was around that age, where our hormones started to turn on. But imagine a whole bunch of like, early teenagers, sitting on the floor, crisscross applesauce, as they call it now, in front of the projector, right. Like it was like elementary school, like you were in kindergarten. So
that's funny.
Just to see that teacher, right? But yeah, man, I'd love to hear what y'all think about such things. Now, some people think that there is a little, racial undertone, to what's happening with that teacher. So, and because she is, I believe, of Latin descent. She looks like she could be black, Latino, something like that. So maybe there's something to that as well. And I'm not sure, but we already sort of both know, how it feels to have, people talk about us in certain different ways. And so, and really like how racism feels. So I have a friend that I used to do improv with. Years ago, I went through a whole like improv training and stuff like that. Was in like an improv troupe with him for a short time. He's a comedian called Paul Varghese. He's in Dallas. Really funny dude. He's a dude from, he's a dude from India. So let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can find his TikTok profile, because he had a video on there that I wanted to quickly talk about. So I guess while we're thinking about this, what does racism feel like to you? If you just go somewhere and you feel it, right? What does it sort of feel like to you?
What does racism feel like? Man, that's one of the things I'm gonna have to ponder on.
Yeah. Something to think about.
Something to think about, man. I don't know if I have anything to equate it. Just feels, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to you? Maybe I could think of something.
Well, it definitely feels like, it definitely feels like uncomfortable. We'll say it like that. It feels like an uncomfortable feeling. It feels like a feeling that, you could tell something is up, right? It just feels weird in the moment. And this is like when it's like a what do you call it? Like, and sort of like an out in the open racism, that's not hidden, right?
Right.
Both ways. So, so here we go. I shared it right here on the screen. This is my friend Paul. He's a funny dude, so you should definitely go follow him on TikTok, Paul Varghese Comedian. Look him up. He always drops little portions of his stand-ups. I think like a couple times a week. So it's really funny. I think he always performs at the Improv out in Dallas or Addison something. So here we go. So let's listen to this to him. He's Indian. So here we go. And let me know if you can hear this or not. No.
Let me explain what racism feels like. Racism is like when you order enchiladas without onions. And before they bring them out, they realize the onions are still on the enchilada, so they scrape the onions off the enchilada, but still bring out those same enchiladas. Now you can smell it, taste it, but you can't prove it's there. That's exactly what racism feels like. It is. Right? And I know that. I know that because I'm a racism self-in. You know those wine experts, they can tell you anything. You can yell at a racial slur, sand monkey. I'm like, ooh, that's from the southern region. So that's it's like bold with a hint of lubies. It's like a September 2001.
There you go. So he said racism to him feels like when you order some enchiladas with no onions, they realize just before they get it there that they have the onions on there, and you can still smell and taste the onions. Wow, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, I like that.
Wow, that's sort of what it feels like in some cases.
Pretty much, it's like it's there, but you don't know. You don't have proof. I mean, you don't have direct proof.
Think about when you were younger, right? And maybe you would go to the like you're going to like the tennis shoe store, like Foot Locker or Champs or something like that.
Yeah.
And you'd have those eyeballs on you,
Oh, of course.
the whole time you were there. That's what it feels like. Like you can feel it, like it's there, or the subtle, oh, can I help you with something? Like, can I just exist? You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, that's what it feels like, man. I don't know. It definitely feels like, when you get your steak, undercooked, you ask them to go back and, cook it more for you. And they, blast it like to pieces, like they way overcook it. It just feels like, this is the same steak, but you really sort of mess up. Or no. Better yet, it feels like when you find a hair on your plate and tell them you found a hair, and they're like, "Oh, we'll go get you a new thing," and they come back with the same exact thing. You can just tell that they moved the hair. That's a better.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's happened to me at least once.
Oh yeah,
but
I'm sure it's happened to me.
So I don't know, man. It just feels bad. To be in that scenario, so then you get defensive, or you get that like, looking over your shoulder.
Definitely put your guard up.
Yeah. It's wild, man. It's wild.
It is.
What does it feel like? So that's a good question for y'all out there. What does racism feel like to you? Let us know in the chats or in the comments. So one more TikTok profile that you sent me something.
Yeah.
So let's see here. All right, I'm gonna leave this on mute for now, and let's see if I could load it in. We're gonna add. Stop screen share. We're going to add this guy. So, so this is another TikTok that I share with you. Wow. Hold on.
It's really trying to get under the radar.
Chill.
I
would like to cordially invite you to the bowl of dicks, my good sir.
What?
That right, I'm holding for my tribe all damn day.
You probably got it.
Bitches.
I mean, dang, it's an autoplay, but I wasn't ready for it yet. So, yeah, well, here we go. We're going to talk about it. So, yeah, so how does racism feel to you? So how do you feel about, Gen X versus, I don't know, Gen Y, Gen Z, millennial? Like what millennial is like a couple years after us. That's when the age range starts.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about them versus us?
We are, I think we are the toughest bunch out of all of them,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because we got that baby boomer sensibility because we were raised by them, and then we're just old enough to know and be able to progress into this new age without having any issues.
Yep.
So I think this new generation, man, they're spoiled, soft, they moist like wet tissue.
So wet behind the ears, boy, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel.
I like it, man. Yeah, I feel the same way in a lot of cases, just because you could tell that. Obviously, you can tell the generational divide by how people react to things. Now these people they react instantly without thinking about what they were saying more, than ours did, or without thinking about the situation. And, everything is canceled immediately instead of saying, okay, let's think about this for a moment. There's a lot of hypocriticalness, or what, I don't know how to say it, but a lot of hypocrites in this generation version compared to ours, even though there's a lot in all, but it just seems like, you say one thing, but you do something else, or vice versa, in this generation. So let's listen to this. So I sent you this video some time ago. I'm glad you found it again, from Hunter Marv, at Hunter Marv on TikTok. So let's listen to it real quick. Now that you've already heard preview, let's listen to the whole thing. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Fuck Gen X, by the way. You motherfuckers really trying to get under the radar, ain't they?
I would like to cordially invite you to eat a bowl of dicks, my good sir. You damn right, I'm gonna hold up for my tribe, Gen X all damn day. You some bitches couldn't have went through none of the shit we went through. You couldn't have grew up as a latchkey kid. You couldn't have had the house key with a string around your damn neck when you was 6 and 7, walking back and forth to school, navigating life, and being trusted to do so wisely. You could have did that shit. First of all, your young stupid ass would have lost the fucking key. Now you're wandering the damn earth, then fell into a ravine or a mining shaft, and a pack of hobos came across you, they didn't adopt you as they own, and now they didn't raise you, and 20 years later, the police would have ran up on you grilling muskrat behind a dumpster at the dentist. They took you to jail for loitering, and then they would have cleaned you up, shaved up, and been looking at you. Ain't that Sharon them boy that went missing all them years ago? Yes, that's Sharon them boy. That's little Mel. That's his dumb ass. Look at him. He's stupid. You can't be trusted because your ass slow. Car seat? What the fuck is a car seat? From the time your ass was born to the time your ass was walking, your ass was held in somebody's arms while they was driving. Lord help me if it's the wintertime, because all the windows up and everybody in the car smoking. It look like haunted house mist. And ain't nobody developed no mesothelioma like y'all little something do and got them 9 and 10 years old. Bike helmets? What the hell is a bike helmet? See, the middle part of y'all head don't never get firm. The middle part of y'all head, I'm convinced it stays the consistency of ripe peaches right up here. You ain't wear no damn bike helmet and no knee pad. You ever hit a telephone pole going full speed on your BMX bike? My head went one way and my body went the other. You know what my mama did? Somebody brought my head back to her. She screwed it back on my damn neck and told me to go sit my ass down somewhere. Peanut allergy? What the hell is that? We used to eat dirt. Literal dirt. Get sent to school, huh? gonna go? Because you ain't gonna sit right there at that damn desk till your mama answers the damn phone down at the plant. Ain't but one phone down there. And until she answers it, you ain't gonna sit right there and let your ass pass away in class and they will throw a shit on your damn head until your mama answers that phone and call back. Some of y'all can't wipe your ass without a flow chart. And the first thing you say, well, the reason we like this, because the Gen X didn't teach us nothing. Motherfucker, you 33 and still don't know how to change a flat on a car. You done had 13 strong years, sir, to figure it out. And you got YouTube as a reference. You can't cook shit. My mama ain't showing. But motherfucker, you been hungry? You got kids? How the hell y'all eating pizza and bologna sandwich every other goddamn day? And you a damn adult. And that's why you got hot boy stomach with the little booty shorts for the men like that. Because your legs are smooth and consistent like that of a model. You got nair on your damn legs because your ass ain't never climbed no damn trees and fell out and scarred your shit up. You never got tangled up in barbed wire. Gen X, we got wounds, battle scars from our childhood. So put some respect on our name.
Facts.
Man.
All facts.
All facts. Wow. I mean, he has too many points to cover in a short amount of time. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. The first one, they couldn't have survived as latchkey kids. I'll tell you what, man. The amount of kids that I see walking to and home from school when I'm going to pick up my kids, it seems to me it's a lot less than when we were kids. I mean, obviously, I know it's different time, different location. The school is a little bit further, compared to my school that I grew up in, but you could definitely see that there was that there's a lot more people in the pickup line, compared to when I was a kid. But maybe I didn't notice it. I don't know. But yeah, latchkey, having to walk to and from school. I mean, I remember one time there was one kid who ran up on me in the restroom one time when I was in school, and he was like, "Jared, man, I hate you, man. After school, I'm gonna knock you out." So I was like, "What do you?" I mean, I thought I was friends with the dude. Second, B, I was like, I don't know how I made you mad, but he was like, "Me and my friends, we're gonna come after you," and I was like, "Bruh, I walk home from school normally by myself. My other friends that live on my street, they're too scared to fight anybody." So this is gonna be interesting. I just remember getting out of school that day and starting to walk, and like this dude, like he started to follow me, but he had to wait for some of his friends. So I started to walk home, and I hustled home. Like I at first, I was looking, I saw him, I started to power walk, and then as soon as like I was around the corner where he couldn't see me, I was like, ah, because I was like, I am not about to try to fight 8 dudes, me by myself, because it was literally 8 dudes. So I'm gonna try to get home as fast as I could. I got home, got in the house, and then I looked out the window to the direction that they come from, because there was only one way to get to my house from the school. And I saw them sort of turn the corner, and then they got lost. They didn't know where to go, so they all just took off. And it turned into, a couple of days later, turned into a fight, right across the street from school. But then it was weird because the next school year, and from then on after, we were like really good friends.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works.
But I mean, that's another thing. That's another thing. Like back then, it seemed like you would be fighting with kids one year or 1 month, and then the next month for the rest of y'all life, y'all were friends for I don't know how. Yeah, it just happened. Yeah. This day, these kids don't like that. They hold grudges forever.
They do, man. I mean, they ain't never had a kid with an afro pull out a knife and try to slice you up,
bruh. That happened to
So,
wow.
Yeah, but he said something.
We were right there. Oh man,
we were right there. I don't know if he still holds a grudge, but anyway,
I thought he was dead. I thought you told me he died.
He's either dead or in prison. One of the two. It didn't turn out too good for him. Anyway, I there's a few months. I ain't gonna say a few months ago. It's probably like a couple years ago. I was in AutoZone. And, like AutoZone, they usually, sometimes they'll come out, check your car, see if, what the problem is. One of the workers went out to this one kid's car, and this guy must have been in his 20s. Checked it out. He's like, "Oh, you need some more oil in your car. Looks like you're low on oil." He's like, "Where does the oil go?" I'm like, I'm just standing there listening to this, and I'm like, "What? Where does the oil go?" It's like a big cap right on the top that says oil.
Word.
Yeah. It's literally like you unscrew this cap and you put the oil in, so man. It's wild.
It's wild, man. These These kids, they just don't understand, man. They've been coddled and babied. You know, there's a lot of people complain about the current athlete, right? And I mean, we're getting into football season. You know, right now, shoot, the Giants versus Jets game is about to come on right now, which I can see on my NFL Plus. So, you know, we're getting into football season, and you hear with you know, all these professional sports, especially the higher paid athletes, that these athletes have been coddled, they've been babied, they've been told, and literally, you know, over the past, you know, couple decades, I would say it seems like more and more of these kids who are growing up playing sports, especially when you get to like the specialty, like you know, like the sports where, what is it, where you like go travel, basketball and baseball and all this stuff, you know, specialty things, and they tell these kids, oh, you're the best ever. Like every single kid hears that, you know, so that's all they think. So they have this mindset of, you know, feeling entitled, like there's some entitlement to what they expect or what they deserve. And obviously these kids, you know, they've gotten to a certain point in their life and they have worked hard enough to get to this high level. So I'm not saying that they didn't work hard for what they get, not at all. But they have been told, they've been told so much that, you know, they are this or they are that or they are better than this and that they haven't had as many times to get knocked down a peg like we did, you know, by our parents, by our coaches, by our aunts and uncles, you know, who were there to, that's what they were there. They were like, you know, the village that raises your kids rather than, you know, just a single, you know, just a set. So yeah, man, it's wild that is what we have, but it's what we live in right now, you know, and they get offended super easy. You tell them something. You tell them like the smallest thing, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I will call the cops on you. What?
Super offended.
I wish you would call the cops, you know? So, I mean, that's the type of stuff that our parents would tell us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just not the same, man.
It's funny. I don't know. It's just, I don't know what happened, but, you know, it's, by the time what are our kids considered?
Our kids will be
Gen Z?
Let's see.
X, Y,
I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay.
Let's see here. Generation born in 2008. We'll go there. Okay, so Generation Alpha.
Come on, man.
Oh, no. Okay, so Gen Z is my son.
Okay.
2000 is 95 to 2009. So that's a 14-year time frame. Wow. 15 years. So Generation Alpha would be your two kids and my daughter.
Okay.
2010 to 2024. Okay. So I guess they're a 15-year
Gen Alpha. Wow.
As wild because it used to be like they would call a generation 30 years. Now it's 15 years. So let's see here. Just over a decade. So okay. Research the first book, ABC University, blah blah blah. So I guess they sort of name these generations, you know, sort of like they name, you know, like storm systems. So Generation Alpha, let's see here. It's not a return to the old, but the start of something new. See, generation definitions are mostly useful when they span a set range, blah, blah, blah. Generation, okay, so Generation Beta will be 25 to 239. And then, you know, Generation Gamma and Delta, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, so you have two kids. I have one kid that'll be an Alpha. Also, I'll have a nephew that will also be Generation Alpha. Or niece. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. I'm sorry. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, so, yeah, man. That's what our kids are. Gen Z and Gen A.
Well, hopefully they turn it around and don't be as
oh shoot, we got a comment. Okay.
It's moist.
Oh, what's up? Starting Five Podcast. How you doing there?
Starting Five. What's up?
Dan, the mayor, What's up, Starting Five Podcast up there in Staten Island. Hopefully you're doing well on the island. Y'all ain't seeing too much crazy stuff going on right now. You know, he's the Eagles fan, so I mean, there's that. Whatever, man. Hopefully y'all doing well up there. What did he say? If y'all almost done, come join us. Well, shoot us a link. Oh, they're doing NFC predictions today. So yeah, shoot us the link to the show. I might be able to hop on for a couple minutes, but
I'm going to stretch because my back is like killing me.
Yeah,
you can see I'm uncomfortable right now.
His back is jacked.
My back.
But yeah, man. I think on that note, that's about the end of the show. So thank you, Dan. Y'all go check out the Starting Five podcast. And Jay, while Dan sends us this link to the Starting Five podcast today, tell us how they can find us.
All right, people. # Blackout Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out on your favorite podcast streaming app, whichever one. Leave us a little comment. Let us know what you think about the episode, think about the podcast, whatever. Yeah, I do. I am sitting like my booty hurt. Dude, I got a pillow under my butt, seeing if I could adjust this back situation.
One of them donuts. Butt donut. Yeah. Yeah. And # blackoutpod@gmail.com, where you could email us. Email me some remedies for a back issues. I don't know what I could do. Probably need to go see a chiropractor. Or if you want, just give me a call, 3853-BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Definitely hit up the Hooks Rub. Maybe I should make a little concoction and rub it on my back. It'll probably work. It could work.
Sprinkle
some Hooks Rub on it.
Massage it in or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. 228.
Yes, indeed. 228. And if you do, if you want to, go and check out the Hooks, Rubs, and Spices page from this past week, because I did a progressive post. So I don't even know. I just call it this because it makes sense to me. But basically, I did a recipe post that sort of started with what it looks like in the end, and then every single day of the week, I did like another step or another couple steps of the recipe, and then Friday I dropped the full video of what it looked like, and then I posted the recipe on the website hooksrub.com, and it is a caveman style steak. So this is a steak that is cooked directly on the fire, directly on the coals, along with some vegetables, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing it all the time, but every now and then it's definitely worth a shot. Eat it like the caveman did. Anyway, on that note, while Jay's sitting there like his booty hurt,
I was laughing at this picture I ran up on. I'm gonna just see if I could share it right quick because the comments are hilarious. I put it on I sent it to the chat. I don't know why I sent it. I could probably just share it.
Yeah, you can share.
Let's see. Hold on, people. I'm coming before we get off.
Bro, don't say that like that.
Oh yeah. Don't say that. All right, can you see it?
Wait, and yeah. Wow. That is why.
This one got me cracking up.
Why are we here? I don't want to see that. That is bad.
Dude on defense guard him.
No, I don't want to be anywhere around that, bro. That is bad. That's nasty. Oh man, that is hilarious.
They say they need to wave him after this. Ow, man, hurt my back laughing at this.
Look at Paul Pierce going out and coming back to the game. Wow.
Yeah, so grown men, wipe your booties, people.
Oh yeah, please wipe your butts. Wipe your butts, especially if you
wearing all white.
Wear white shorts. Yeah, wipe yourself.
Hey, boy. Hey. Well, on that note,
I'm blacking out.
Blacking out. Peace.
Wow. Peace. And we are